Hello there, fellow educators. Are you all tired of the same old anti-racism strategies? Do you want to spice up your approach, perhaps, to the issue while still having to combat this issue of racism in our schools and tackling it very seriously? Well, guess what? You've come to the right place. Today, I am going to share with you all three innovative and sarcastically funny ways to fight racism in schools. But first, let's set the stage. I have a friend here that is over in the Racism in Schools, How Can We Fight It video. And I wanted him to give you a little background on a couple of things so we can kind of see how much of an issue this is in our school system. And check out the first video
Racism
that he shows.
sucks. That's my personal opinion. I think that it sucks. I
I
hope
think it
that you
sucks
would
too.
think that it sucks too. And America has a racism problem, and schools are no exception to that. I mean, if you don't believe me, I bet we can just Google racism in schools or racial slurs in schools, and a bunch of stuff will pop up.
Don't do
Actually,
it.
that's a good idea. Let's do it. So
Oh
let me get off my
boy.
phone here. Let's just see what pops up. This is from one of the Carolinas, and it says,
Happens to
school
be
district
South
investigating
Carolina.
video of two Pickens Coast students using racial slurs. A mother says, message from Youngstown school employee contains threats and racial slurs. A JV football team walks off the field after alleged racial slurs and spitting incident. This is from a school in Fort Worth. Flyer promoting slave sale with prices and racial slurs found near Aledo schools. I could literally keep going. Like, it doesn't.
I'm really ashamed to even have it mentioned that it was a school that I am
But
close to.
Leslie and Amiyali think students can play a big part in changing the status quo on campus.
Mhm.
I know me and Leslie always use our social media platforms to speak out about anything we can to get the message out there that we are here, we do face these microaggressions, and we can do something about it.
In the Racism in Schools, How Can We Fight It video, we heard from various individuals about their encounters with racism in educational settings. And their stories really helped me be inspired and help me think more creatively about how we can combat racism in our own schools. So, guess what? Of course, I didn't stop there. I definitely had to draw some inspiration from our Module 4 assigned chapters in the Needle and Boat text. So these readings, they reinforce the importance of cultural responsive teaching and creating inclusive classroom environments. Now, without further ado, fight against racism. Here, we're going to start out with three sarcastically funny yet serious strategies for fighting racism in school. Here is strategy number one, the reverse psychology lesson. Well, all right, class. So today's lesson is called How to Be a Terrible Person 101. Step one, make assumptions about people based on their race. Step two, treat people differently because of those assumptions. And finally, step three, never challenge your own biases or try to even understand someone else's perspective. Guess what? Congratulations! You have officially mastered the art of being a terrible person. Now, here we are. We're like, you know what? I think we kind of need to flip the script a little bit. So instead of teaching our students what not to do, we teach them the opposite by using humor and irony, and we can highlight the absurdity of racism and encourage critical thinking. So that brings me to strategy number two, the diversity bake sale. Welcome to our diversity bake sale. Today we are serving up some delicious treats inspired by different cultures from all around the world. Want to try a slice of equality pie or maybe a cookie for compassion? How about a cupcake of cultural appreciation? Well, by celebrating diversity in a delicious way, we can promote inclusivity and understanding among our students. Plus, who doesn't love a good bake sale? Now let's go on to strategy number 3, the racial stereotype fashion show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the racial stereotype fashion show. Today, our students are challenging racial stereotypes by dressing up as opposite of what society expects. We've got jocks wearing sunglasses. We've got bookworms in sport jerseys. We've got artists in business attire. Let's give them a round of applause for breaking down barriers and defying expectations. You go, girls and boys. Love it. So, by flipping the stereotypes on their heads and embracing and human, the thing that we have just being a human, and then also coupling that with humor, we can empower our students to question societal norms and to embrace their true selves. So I continue on with this book, and I want to give you just a little tidbit here from the Sonia Nito, who is the wonderful author of this book that happens to become my favorite. The greatest challenge teacher as educators have been is to help white students and students of color understand that racism is not simply a personal attitude or an individual disposition, and that feeling guilty or being nice are not enough to combat racism. We have to do more, you all, and we need to make sure that we are doing everything we can to make sure that we are being inclusive in all of our classrooms, you all. So there you have it, folks. 3 sarcastically funny yet serious strategies for fighting racism in schools by using humor, creativity, and a touch of irony. We can challenge prejudice, and we can also build a more inclusive educational environment, and we can make sure that all of our students feel loved and welcomed and have a burst of their self-esteem. Let's continue to think outside the box and make a more positive impact in our schools. Thank you for tuning in, and let's fight racism together. Awesome job, you all.